Good morning, everyone. Today, we're going to continue our discussion on machine learning using decision trees. We were using the cardio data. Okay, so make sure that I am referring to this file, the Word file that I sent to you, and I asked you to copy this to an RMD file. So it contains actually the same codes that we did before, but I added some. Okay, I added some here below, so we're going to discuss. So make sure that these packages are loaded. Partition to ano, rpart, and then tidyverse. So we were using the cardio data that I shared with you. So let's load it since it's in the R project. So since it's in the R project, then it's very easy to load it. You can just use the read.csv function, cardio.csv, that's the name of the file. And then let's view it. And we learned last time that this consists of 22 variables. Okay, 22 variables, 2,126 columns, observations. Okay. And okay, actually we took a look at the structure, and we learned that the structure. Okay, what's important here is our dependent variable NSP, and it's an integer. We said last time that NSP stands for normal, suspect, and pathologic. So this is a type of classification problem. We said that usually when we do decision trees, it can do cart classification and regression trees. I mean decision trees. Okay. So once you have done this, we have summarized it, and we said that we're going to create another variable NSPF, which is a factor which is needed in order to classify whether it's an N or S or a P. Okay. So we run this, and it will create now. If you take a look at cardio, there are now 23 columns, 23 variables now. What was added was an SPF. And you can see that this is a character or a factor because it's left aligned. NSP is a quantitative variable because it's right aligned. Parang similar to Excel, no? Pag Excel, pag number yan, naka right aligned siya. Pag character, naka left aligned. Okay. So here we're sure that the class of NSPF in the cardio data set is a factor. Okay, it's always important to get the distribution. Last time we did this, we use a table function in order to determine the frequency of the different levels. We know that NSPF has 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1 stands for normal, 2 stands for suspect, and 3 stands for pathologic. And then we can get the proportion. Okay, after getting uh, the number of eh, uh, the different numbers for 1, 2, 3, then we divide it by the total number of observations. Hence, we got this 77.8% is normal, 13.8 or almost 14 is suspect, and only 8% is pathologic. So yung ganto class, medyo, well, that's really the data. But in some metrics, this can have some problems. Okay, another way to do this is, so you already have the code class, same thing, and then we can generate an object called prop, which is proportion. I just named it prop1, and then that represents the output for table, and then we use a function prop.table of the object prop1, and then I rounded the proportion to 2 decimal places. So if you run this, Okay, similar to the one above, but this time we're using a function, not this formula. Okay, so we use the prop.table, which you should feed with the table, with the output of the table. So that's why we have here prop.table and then prop one. Prop one is this one, the output from the table. And then I just use rounding off to two decimal places. So 78% yung N, 14% yung S, at saka 8% yung PNSP. Okay, now we said that in machine learning, we don't use all the data in order to create our model. What we did was to partition the data or split the data. The reason why we do this is because we don't want to overfit our model. Overfitting means you're creating a model which fits exactly all your data. Okay. The problem with that is that when a new data arrives, then that model might be too much uh, generated or created for that specific data. Okay, so that's why what we do is we split our data. We generate what we call a training data and a testing data. We use the training data in order to generate our model, and we use the test data in order to see if our model will work in that testing data. So we use what we call we can split our data into two. Okay, we use a sample function. Okay, split our data into two. And of course, we use set that seed so that we generate the same random numbers. Okay. So what's the size of our data? It's the n row of cardio. And then we can identify, we can set the probability to be 80% and 20%. We said last time that the probability, the proportion, will depend on the size of our data. If we have 2,000 plus observations, so 80% of that is around 1/6. Okay, and so the rest will be 400 plus. So that's okay. That's okay. Some proportions can be 60/40 or 70/30. Okay, it depends on the data that you have. But usually we allocate a greater amount to our training data set. Uh, the problem with this can be when we have cases where you have few observations. So, for example, yesterday there was a group that presented their paper, and they only had 44 observations. And my comment was, you can't possibly do machine learning for this. Your data is so small. Okay, because you have to split your data into training and testing. So what will happen if you do 70/30, for example, or 60/40, even 60/40? So if you're splitting your 40 observations with 30, 70%, that would mean around 24, 25, and 15 observations only for your test data set. That's too scarce. Okay, so that's why I said it's either you find more observations or you don't use machine learning at all. Okay, so that's very important, class. Now, what we did here was to create this object PD, okay, and then PD will contain two numbers, okay. The two here stands for two numbers, one or two, and it will be randomly generated. The probability is that probability of number one is 80%. So there will be around 80% of ones and around 20% of two. Okay. And then what we do now is we use this PD. Let's run this first. Control enter. Okay. So we now have PD, and let's just get the first 20 observations of PD here. So you can now see that this object PD contains, okay, let's see, PD, it's a vector, PD here, first PD here. So 2,126 observations, the same number of rows of our cardio data set. Okay, so 1112, 1112, etc., which means that the first observation will be classified into group 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth observation will be classified under group 2. The group 1 is your training data set, group 2 is your testing data set. So here we create this object called train, and it's your object cardio, our data set, and all those with PD is equal to 1, and all the rows, all the columns. So train will be those observations that are number 1 in PD and includes all the rows. And for validate, on the other hand, it will be uh, all the number 2s. So if we, let's not, okay, let's not print this. Okay, so this one, right? So we now have train and we have validate. If I view train, okay, you'll notice that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's no number 5 because number 5 went to validate. Okay, if I look at validate, so you see the index number here is 5. Okay, so for validate we have 408 observations. For train we have 1,718 observations. So we were able to effectively randomly split our data into training and testing. Okay, this is just a review class. Let's check the proportion. Okay, we would want as much as possible that the proportion should be at least quite similar to this one, 78, 14, and 08. There will be a problem class if the proportion has drastically changed. For example, number 1 now has 90% plus, so that the others are reduced very greatly. Okay, so I'm now doing the table for the train data set, in particular only the NSPF, and then I'm going to create the proportion. Okay, 2 decimal places. Let's see what happens here. And you can see here that 78, 13, 8. Well, that's good. Practically the same. 78, 13, and 8%, which means that we were able to preserve the proportion of our data in in the training data set. Okay. If you check class, let's copy this. Control C, Control V. What about for the validate? Because you have this validate data set, which will be used for testing. Okay, let's see here. Oops, sorry. Validate. Okay, and then uh, let's call it number 3. Here, number 3. Okay, so that you save on time, Control C. I'll just share it with you in the chat box there. If you want to copy it, but if you want to write it on your own, it's okay. All right, so here, let's see. Okay. All right, for the validate data set, it's 75, 17, and 75%, 17, and 8%. Okay, so it's a bit, uh, number 1 became less. Okay, number two was preserved. Number 2, yeah, became a little bit more. Number 3 was preserved, so that's okay. Right, so we were just testing if the proportion of our levels were maintained a bit. For testing, it was okay. For validate, the number 1 became a little bit less. Okay. Okay, so now we're now going to make use of decision trees. Okay, we learned last time that we can make use of the party package. Okay, this is partition actually. Partition, and we can make use of the C tree, classification tree. We're going to make use only of the first 3 variables. On your own, you can also expand this and use other variables in order to predict NSPF. So the syntax is that we're creating this object 3.1, okay? and we're using the classification tree function. This is from the party package, and we would like to predict NSPF using LB, AC, and FM. LB and AC and FM are variables. These are um, this body metrics. LB, I think, is pounds, and the others are also uh, these are data about the person's uh, maybe physiology. Okay. All right. Then we're going to use the trained data set. Okay. So if we run this class, you can see the 3.1 is a it's a different type of object. It's related to a list. Okay, but it's a special type of object. 3.1. It's a large binary tree. Imagine 1.3 megabytes. Okay. And then we said that printing it last time, if we print 3.1, it will give us a okay hierarchical car-like structure. Okay, this actually explains how we arrive at this ones. Okay, this ones class, the ones with asterisks, are your terminal nodes. Okay, and so we will not anymore discuss the this inference tree. Let's just use the plot itself. Okay, we looked at this plot before. Let's use the simple. Okay, there you go. So this is your decision trees. Okay, that's why it's called decision tree because if you follow the branches, if you follow the branches, then you're able to decide which which ones will be classified as N or S or P because that's what we're after for, right? That's what we're trying to predict whether a certain observation, a certain person will is predicted as N or S or P. So we discussed this last time and we said if you follow this branch, for example, if AC is less than 0.001, then you use LB this time. If LB is less than 136, then you use FM. If FM is less than, I can't see the value, the number here. Okay. Then you just follow the branches. Okay, okay, something more that can be clearly seen. Okay, I think it's because is it because di naman, no? Let me just see global options. Saan yung appearance ko? Linitan ko nga eh. Okay. Can you see class? Can you see my screen? Kita ba? Okay. Thank you. May question ba? Okay. All right. So here you can see the output. For example, in this terminal node, okay, the probabilities are the first one is for 1, the second is for 2, of course this is for 3. It means the chance for this to be normal is 91% or 92%. The probability for this to be a suspect is 8%, and the probability for this to be pathologic is 0. So therefore, all the observations that fall under this node, and there are 12 of them, will be predicted as an N. Okay, here you can see that in this node 5, okay, the probability distribution is 0, 0, 1, which means that the prediction here is that this is P, pathologic, and there are 11 observations here. Okay, so that's our decision tree. Now, we can, of course, change the tree. Okay, we can define the minimum criterion and the minimum split. Okay. The minimum split tells us that you can only branch out your node if at least you have 50 observations if you have 50 observations. In this case, if there are 500 observations. Now, for the minimum split, if you increase this to a big size, then the branching out of your nodes will become very strict because you can only have branching out if there are 500 observations. So this will create less terminal nodes. Okay, and we saw that last time. So here, the minimum split is 50. Minimum criterion is 0.9. Okay, I will leave you class to discover more or understand more what's minimum criterion and minimum split. So I'm creating another tree here, 3.1a, control enter. And then let's plot this one, simple. And you have another tree. Okay, so there are 23 terminal nodes here. Sorry. There are 23, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, I can't see. There are 23 nodes, but how many? 23, uh, wait, 23 nodes and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 23 nodes and okay, I can't count the terminal nodes. The black, this rectangle one, these rectangles are your terminal nodes. Okay? So, I will not, anyway, sige, I'll run this 3.1b and you can see that the plot is more simple. Okay? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terminal nodes. Okay? 1, 2, you have nine nodes all in all, of which 5 are terminal. This is node 1, node 2. Okay? The nodes are there where you will have to make a decision. Okay? These are decision nodes. Okay, for example, this one, AC, you have to decide if it's less than 0.001 or greater than 0.01. Okay, in this case, no more decision because it's a terminal node. Okay, so let me just repeat that. 9 nodes all in all, of which 5 are terminal nodes. Terminal nodes uh, tell you the final prediction of a particular branch. So these are branch. Okay, this is what I was telling you about a while ago. This is a node, so we have to make a decision. Is AC less than 0.001? Then we go here. We go to LB this time. This is another decision node. Is LB less than or equal to 136? Then we go here. We go to this node, but this time this node is your terminal node. Okay, and here 69% is N, 0.09 is S, and the rest is P. So this means that here there will be 406 observations that will fall under this terminal node, and the prediction here is that it's N. Okay, so we're going to let's continue. Let's continue and make use of the okay. We're going to make use of the train 1A. Okay, that we have because we have 3 models here. 3.1, 3.1a, 3.1b. You can use anything here. Okay, for our purposes, we're going to use this 3.1a, the model, the binary tree model, the decision tree model. Okay, so what we do first is to predict. I'm going to create this object prediction one train. I use P1T. Just you can use, of course, any name you want. And we have this function predict. Predict what? We're going to use 3.1a model. Of course, you can use 3.1b or 3.1, and then you can compare. You can compare. I'll leave that to you. We'll use the 3.1a, and then the data that we're going to predict is a trained data set. Okay? A trained data set. If I run this, okay, what will happen is that I have P1T. So P1T is okay, P1T is a vector. Okay? P1T is a vector consisting of 1, 2, 3. So these are the observations. Okay, let's get the length. What's the length? Length of P1T. What's the length of P1T? It's 1718, which is exactly the same as our trained data set, right? This is our trained data set. Our trained data set has 1718 observations. So P1T class, P1T is your prediction, okay? Train $NSP is your actual value. So let's be clear about that. Okay, so that's why here, let's print the first 20 observations of our actual data set. Okay, our actual is train NSPF, right? This is our training data set, $NSPF is that last column. Okay, and we'll we'll print the first 20 observations and let's compare it with the prediction. Okay, prediction use of P1T. Control Enter. So you can see here the comparison. This is the actual 2113333222113, etc. First 20 observations. Our prediction is 111122. So you can see here the wrong predictions. Actually, it's S, but the prediction is 1. Of course, we need this in order to count how many errors we have. So the first prediction is an error. The second is correct. The third is correct, etc. So you have here the 333s were wrongly predicted here. Okay, mali yung prediction niya dito. Okay, so let's summarize now. Okay, by the way, you can also, okay, let me put here P1, P1T. Okay, I'll call it point, let's call it point P. Control C. Okay, let's put it point prob. So same thing, but type is equal to probability. Okay, so here you have the prediction where the prediction is the number itself. Okay, but here also we can have the prediction which is the probability. So let's try this and then i-type lang natin class yung dito na lang head ng P1T dot prob and then the first let's say the first 3 observations. Okay, so this is also predict class, but it will generate a different output. Okay, I'm just here predicting the first 3 observations. So take a look at this. Okay, so pwede tayong mag-predict, but this time hindi yung hindi yung 111, no? Ito class, ang hinihingi natin yung probability. So for example, for the first observation, the probability is 0.71, 0.09, and 0.19. Okay. Dito, nagpe-prevail yung 0.71, di ba? Kaya ang prediction niya dito, 1. Yun. Okay. Maybe I'll add more. Kasi dito, lahat 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Gawin kong 11 class para makita natin yung yung 2, 2 dito. Control Enter. Alright, tingnan natin class. So the first observations, 0.71, 0.98, okay, 0.98, etc. Lahat yan, 1, no? Pagdating dito sa observation number 10, tingnan nyo class, ang probability 0.26, ito 0.58. Mas malaki yung probability ng S. So therefore, ito class, ang prediction niya dito, number 2. Ito din number 2. Kaya class, tingnan nyo yung prediction niya, no? Number 2 and number 2. Okay? So ito class, yung prediction dito, yung classification mismo, 1 or 2 or 3. Dito naman class, yung probability. Okay? So importante itong maintindihan natin kasi later ang gagamitin natin itong type of prediction na to na type is equal to probability. Ito, wala tayong linagay, type is equal to what? It's understood that it will be the predicted value itself. Okay? Let me pause for a while and ask if so far are we clear, class? Are we clear so far? You might have questions. minimum amount, hard to say. Wala namang hard and fast rule dyan eh. For as long as, okay, let's say a benchmark. If you're going to do prediction class, usually sa regression, at least dapat 30, 40, no? 30, 40 observations. Minimum na yon. Hindi, mahirap ng regression kung ano, kung 10 observations ka lang. Okay? That will be prone to bias, no? So, sa standard na naman nakikita ko 30 observations, 40 observations, medyo doable na yun. And it has something to do also with your degrees of freedom. No? If you recall from your regression class, the degree of freedom is very important. So it depends on the number of your independent variables. N minus K minus 1 kasi, no? Yung N natin, yung number of observations, yung K natin is your predictors. So for example, if you only have 10, 10 observations, tapos yung K mo, yung, yung independent variables mo is 9 or 8, edi ang matitira na lang degree of freedom is 1, 10 minus 8 minus 1. So dun papasok yon, di ba? But if you have a lot, then no problem. So walang let's say walang standard na rule dyan. So you have to take a look at the degree of freedom, okay? Kasi depende yun sa number of predictors mo. No? Okay, I hope that answers your question, Pao. That's a very good question. Okay, now let's go here, class. Kasi since meron na tayong prediction, okay, then we can now create a classification tree, no? Oh, so this is also called a confusion matrix, no? All right. So how do we do this? Let's create this table 1 class. Table 1 muna, no? We're using the function table. And on the x-axis, we have your predicted. This is the name of the title, predicted. And it's equal to predict. Ito yung ginamit natin kanina class, yung predict 3.1a. Or we could have used ito, no? Yung 3.1a, ito yun, di ba? Pwede rin P1T yan, class. No? Kasi itong P1T is equal to yung predict 3.1a. Right? Saan yan? Ito. Sorry. Ito, no? Ito. And of course, alam natin na ang pinipredict natin dyan yung train. So, linagay ko lang. Or you could have used here, pakita natin na, you could have used here yung P1T. Tapos yung actual class, actual will be equal to, ito yung sa column na, row, column, yung train and SPF. So ito yung actual value, di ba? Now take note, dapat itong nasa rows class should be the same observations as your column. Okay? So for example, uh, tingnan natin yung number of rows ng P1.T. P1T pala. Di ba P1T class, ito yung, ay, wait, mali. Anong ginamit natin? Object. Where's that? P1T. Sorry. P1T is, nga pala, length dapat. Kasi hindi naman vector yung ano. P1T. Sorry about that. Okay, 1718. I use length class kasi vector tong ano eh. Yung nrow ginagamit natin yan for data frames, no? Not for vectors. Okay, and then also yung ano natin, yung nrow pwede dun sa ano, sa train $NSPF. Kasi yung NSPF, yung train class, that's a uh, that's a data frame, no? Yeah. Wait, nrow. Okay. Mali na naman ako, sorry. Kasi nrow sana, nrow kung ano lang, kung train lang. Yan. Okay. Now, the number of rows of train, of course, yun din ang number ng NSPF kasi wala naman tayong missing value doon. If I just want to get the si train $NSPF, Yan, length ang gagamitin ko, no? Kasi, yan, okay? So whether I use n-row ng train or length ng train ng NSPF 1718, it should match the length of your prediction 1718, itong length of P1T, no? P1T is the predict. Ito yon, class. Saan na yun? Ito, di ba? Or I could have substituted here P1T. Pareho lang naman kasi yun, di ba? Alright, so I'm creating this table, tab 1, dot A, tapos i-print natin to. This will now be your confusion matrix. There, class. Okay? Or, remember, Control C. Pakita ko lang para clear sa atin. Control V. I could have used here, yung predict na to, class, is our P1T. Yan, P1T. Okay? Predicted is equal to P1T. Actual is, alright. So if I run this, yan, pareho lang, no? Maybe I can, okay, I'll just comment this out, class. So same result lang to, no? Okay, clear to, class? Clear? Kung sa minamatch natin, class, yung mga prediction at saka actual, dapat pareho sila. Parehong number, pareho yung, may 1:1 comparison. Diba? Ito, class, yung ginawa natin kanina. This one, saan na yung ano natin? Here. This one, class. Yung head. Yan. Yeah, may 1:1 comparison. No? 2 compared with 1, 1 with 1, 1 with 1, etc. Okay? So dito binilang yung ano, yung ilan yung 2, ilan yung predicted na 1, 2, 3, ilan yung actual na 1, 2, 3. So we have here itong 1304 na to, these are your anong tawag natin dito? Okay, true positives ang tawag natin diyan, no? Positive siya na predict, tapos actual siya na number 1. Okay. So ito mga to, yun yung mga positives natin. Actually, number 3 siya, predict siya na number 3. Actually, number 2 siya, actual, no? Number 2 siya actually, na-predict siya na number 2. So these are the correct predictions, yung nasa diagonal. The rest of diagonals are not correct. Okay? All right, so what we can do is, we can sum up the diagonals from our table dot 1A, and then add up all the elements of table dot 1A to determine the proportion that's correct. Okay, 82% correctly predicted and 18% wrongly predicted. Okay, now remember yung 3.1b, ito yung ano yung lima lang yung ano. Ito yung nag-minimum ano tayo, minimum split at 500. Tapos lima lang yung terminal nodes niya. Okay, let's see what this is, no? Ilang percent yung tama niya. We'll just be following this code. So we're creating this object 3.1b, and it's a table. We're creating the table. Predicted is equal to predict ng 3.1b. We're using the model 3.1b. And then actual is equal to ganun din, yung train NSPF. Okay? And then compute for the correct versus wrong. Okay, 80% and 20%. Now, it's difficult to judge, class, kung malaki yung difference, 82 and 80. Depende to, class, sa ano, sa nature ng ano ng study natin. Okay? If we're predicting something that's medical, class, okay? Something medical. Uh, Importante to. So malaking ano yan, malaking difference yung 80 at saka 82. So for example, kasi n-row natin ng train, di ba? N-row natin train that's 2,600 times 0.82. Dapat ano na lang, 0.02. 2% kasi in difference, no? So, ibig sabihin mga 35 predictions difference ng ano ng tama. So, if these were individuals class, kung mga tao to, tapos na-predict mo na wala namang heart disease pero meron pala, delikado 'yon, di ba? Delikado yung false negatives, no? Sabi mo wala namang heart condition 'yan, pero meron. That's what we call a false negative, di ba? So, that can be dangerous. So yung 82 at saka 80, it really depends on the nature of the data that we're studying. Kung prediction lang ng returns yan, 34 observations na medyo diff, mali dun sa isa compared dun sa isa, then that might not be too much of an issue. Pero pag ganyang health issues na to, tapos we're talking, these are individuals, no, person. So iba na yung yung issue na yan. Alright? So now, na-model natin class using the ano, 'di ba? Using the trained data set. Let's now go and see if the model works if we're using the validate data set. Ito na yung training and testing. Okay? So what we're doing now is, ganun din gawin natin. Okay? So I'm creating this object P1. Kanina P1 T, di ba? Testing yon. Ito naman P1V validate. So predict natin using 3.1a, but this time the data that we're going to use is validate, no? Tapos ganun din class, pwede nating i-generate yung probabilities. Okay, so tanggalin nyo na lang class yung parentheses. Tapos let's again compare natin yung first observations. Ito, Control C. Let's copy this here. Okay, this time hindi na manggagaling sa train sa validate na. Okay? And this time it's not P1T but P1V. Okay. I hope we're clear on this class. Okay? Si validate na yung ginagamit natin ngayon. No? Si validate class, ano ba yung length ni validate? Validate is, si validate kasi data frame yan. So validate. Kaya enrow yung gagamitin natin. Control enter. Okay. 408 observations. Okay. Tingnan natin class si P1V. I-run muna natin. No? P1V is using the predict function using the 3.1a model for the validate data. Okay. So ito si P1V na, no? Andito na siya. P1V, tingnan natin yung length ni P1V. P1, predict 1 for validate. Ano yung length niya? 408. Okay, good tayo, no? Equal yung number of observations ng validate, ng actual na validate at saka yung prediction ng validate. Okay. So, same thing here, class. Oh, sorry. Shift. Okay, ito ano. So I'm creating this table, tab.1v. It's a table where again we on the x-axis on the rows we have the predicted. This will be the name of your row. Predicted is equal to P1V. Sino si P1V? Ito 'yon. I-compare natin siya kay actual. Si actual is si validate, no? And SPF ni actual. Okay, so i-print natin siya, tapos kunin natin yung, ito yung confusion matrix natin, tapos kunin natin yung percentage. Okay, so take a look at this class. Now, sa ano natin, sa validate data set natin, 80% yung correctly predicted. Okay, 296, 291 were correctly predicted. Tapos, yung the rest, yung 11, 29, 38, around 20% were wrongly predicted. But remember class, ano na to validation data set to. So ang ginamit muna natin yung trained data set to generate the model. Tapos ginamit natin yung model, yung yung itong model na to, no, ito, yung 3.1a, in order to predict using this 3.1a, using the validate data. So 80% compared to 82%, well, again, mahirap pagsabi ng ano kung good or bad, no? But it's not far off from the from the result that we got for the training data set. Okay? All right, so let's stop there first, no? So ito na yung na-generate natin kahapon, last time. Now last time, nag-error yung sa section 1, nag-error kasi ang ito class, ang ginawa ko dito class, tingnan nyo ito. I'll change this kasi parehong pangalan ng ginawa ko, no? So ito probabilities, right? So tingnan nyo I'll just show kung bakit nag-error, no? Control enter. Now si P1V class, ano bang ano yan si P1V, okay? P1V class is a list, no? List. Si P1, yung kaninang, wait yung kaninang P1V class, hindi list yan. Vector lang yan. Itong P1V, kasi linagay ko type is equal to probability, hindi na siya vector, list na siya. So if I use this here, class, si NSPF, ang mga number siya, 1, 1, 1, 2, di ba? 3, etc. Itong predicted mo, probabilities na yan. So hindi na siya comparable. Okay? Kaya nga, if I run this, mag-error. And this is what happened last time dun sa isang section. No? Nag-error siya. Okay? Nag-error. Hindi natin na-generate yung table. Because, class, dito ako nagkamali, nakalimutan ko na lagyan to ng iba. No? So, ibabago ko dito, class. Lalagyan ko ng probability. Okay? Control Enter. Ito, ibabalik ko to, yung P1V. And then, pwede na ulit to. Okay? So, very, very careful kasi ito tama kasi ang kino-compare natin yung prediction na 1, 1, 1, etc. Ito yung actual na 1, 1, 1. Dapat pareho sila. Otherwise, class, magkaka-error tayo kung yung isa list tapos yung isa vector. Hindi pa pwede yun. Okay. So, we can use another package class, si rpart. It has its advantages compared to yung party. So, i-run natin to, yung library na to. And then, ito naman, let's call it, yung kanina 3.1, no? So, let's call it 3.2. Okay, and then instead of using party, the C3, we're now using rpart. So, medyo iba din yung output nito. Run natin. Okay. And then you can see here, class, na mas maayos yung ano, no, yung rpart. I like better the table of rpart kasi mas malinis siya. Mas clean. I think rpart came in later. Inayos nila. So, you can see here that ito na yung mga terminal nodes, no? Okay, so the first question is, iba yung model niya, is AC less than a certain number? If yes, then punta kagad siya dito, no? Terminal node kagad. And then here, the prediction is normal, 0.95. If otherwise, if AC is not greater than or equal to this number, pupunta tayo dito, kay LB. Tapos tanong, is LB less than 137? Pupunta dito. Okay? Pupunta kay dito, class, and then pupunta kay FM. Is FM less than 0.2? Then pupunta na dito, class. So ito yung mga terminal nodes natin. These are your decision nodes. Okay, decision node siya, which means na magde-decide ka kung pupunta ka dito sa left branch or sa right branch, and finally, this is your terminal node. Okay, so ibang model yung nakukuha natin dito, no? Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then we also, now, ito class, you can have a different tree. Tira natin tong extra is equal to 1. You'll have a different tree. Magpiprint yan. Okay, let's wait. Yan, no? So, anong kaibahan nito? Dito, linalagay class yung ano, yung instead of the proportion, ang linalagay dito yung number. Okay? Sa node 1, you have 1348, 226, at saka 144. No? Ano ba to class? What's this? Sum. 1, 348, 226, 144. What's that? Ito yung ano natin. Ito yung train data set natin, di ba? 1718. Dito siya magsisimula, no? 1348 yung N, yung number 1, ito yung number 2, ito yung number 3. Tapos pupunta siya dito. Pag pumunta siya sa branch na to, magiging ito na yung ano, ito na yung distribution. Okay? Etc. Okay, you can see here the terminal node number 3, 11. Pareho to dun sa isa, no? 11 siya and pathologic. Okay? All right. So you can check class ibang tree to, okay? Pag x is equal to 2, iba naman, ibang klaseng may details lang na naiiba, yan no. Ito class. Yung proportion na 1348 out of 1718. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Okay? Magsisimula muna tayo sa 1348, yun ang papasok dito sa branch na to. Dito. Of which, okay, 934 ang pupunta dito, 414 ang pupunta dito. So, binabranch out lang niya yung mga observations. Okay, and then I leave you class here, yung number 4. Diyan pinapakita yung NSP, no? Okay. Ito yung parang kanina, no? Ito yung NSP. Okay? All right. I just wanted to show that medyo neat yung ano, no? Yung itong R part. All right. So, mag-create ulit tayo ng predicted. P2 is predict. Ang model natin, 3.2. Then medyo, ito, class type is equal to class. Okay? Ito yung default kanina. Kasi yung pwedeng type is equal to probability, no? So, i-run natin to. P2, tapos kunin natin yung head. Ayan. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. Okay? So, in other words, class yung kanina, ito, no? Yung sa predict natin, yung unang predict natin. The complete name here, class, is type is equal to class. Okay? Versus type is equal to prob. Yung class, ang pinipredict yung mga numbers, yung classification. Yung isa naman yung probabilities. Okay. So therefore, pareho ng kanina class, okay, punta na tayo sa confusion matrix. Ganun din dito. Table. Predicted natin is equal to itong P2, no? Yung class. Versus actual natin. Ang actual natin class is, okay, ano ba yung ginamit natin dito? Train data set to, no? Okay. Just make sure what you're using, ha? Kasi ang ginagamit ko dito class yung train, tapos I leave you class to see yung sa, ano naman, sa validate. Okay. So, train to. Yung model na to kanina, train yan. So, let's see class kung anong difference ng party at saka R part. Okay, and then let's see okay. So, we can see here that medyo marginal na mas maganda yung prediction using R part. Well, not always, no? Kasi random to eh. Okay, so yung pag-split ng ano natin, ng train at saka testing, depende rin sa set.seed na yan. Okay. Yeah, yeah, go. Go lang if you need to go, no? No problem. All right. So dito mas lumabas na mas malaki yung ano, yung yung percent na correct ni ano ni ni R part, no? Okay. Ito naman, so here predicting validate to, sorry class, pakibago, validate, no? So here, P2, V validate, predict 3.2. Okay? Take note, gagamit tayo ng new data is equal to validate. So pwedeng ganyan, pwede rin yung data is equal to validate. Same lang yon, no? Okay, and then here we're comparing the first 10 observations ni predict at saka ni actual. So we're just repeating this. Once you get the hang of it, class, medyo makukuha nyo na yan, madali na yan. Okay. So ito yung P2V short prediction, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yung first 10 observations niya, panay 1. Yung actual niya, 1, 1, 3, 3, 2. So may tatlong mali kagad, no? Okay? May tatlong mali. Dun sa first 10 observations pa lang. Then once again, class, kunin natin to. I-run natin yung table at saka yung confusion matrix. Notice, class, P2V, yung mga actual na predictions to, and then yung validate naman. Let's see. Okay, so even dito sa validate data, mas mataas yung ano, no, yung sa ginamit natin sa R part. Okay, of course, that's not always the case. Nagkataon lang din na, tsaka marginal lang naman yung difference sa party at saka sa R part. Okay, now here, no? I will not go too much here. I purposely, class, note, ang dami kong notes dito kasi I'm intending really to create an ebook about this. Hindi lang ako nagkakaroon ng time. Okay, so this is part of what I was writing, although hindi pa tapos. Okay, now there are other measures that we can do from the confusion matrix. Ito ang nakita lang natin dito sa table natin is just the correct and wrong proportion. No? Actually, class, there's a package where you can get the accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, AUC, and among others, marami pa. Okay, so let's now load these packages. So malamang wala pa sa inyo to, no? So maybe you can just use the Pacman. Okay, mag-Pacman na lang kayo, class, para mas mabilis. So caret, ROCR, and PROC. So I'll give you a few seconds to run that. And once you have obtained it, ano na lang, class, paki-chat na lang. Okay, thank you, Ursula. Let's wait for the others. Thank you, Pao. If you're done, kindly. Okay, I think Pao is also. All right, good. Okay, so okay na yung mga packages natin, no? Okay, so what am I doing here? Okay, ito, no? So, let's use the confusion matrix. May function si caret package ng confusion matrix. So, if you recall, okay, ano ba tong class na to? Si P1T natin, class, ba, ano to, di ba? It's a factor siya, no? P1T, class, remember, prediction to, no? So, ang gagawin natin, class, i-convert natin into a factor si P1T, okay, at saka yung levels ng, although yung levels, class, ni train, ano na siya, di ba? Factor na yan. Okay, if you recall, class, structure ni train and SPF, hindi structure, class. Dapat pala dito ko linagay yun, no? Class, yung pala yung inisip ko kanina, train Pakilagay na lang class NSPF. Yan. Yung class nito, so pareho silang factor. Okay, just in case hindi sila factor class, ito. No? Ah, okay, let's run this. So si P1T ngayon, so factor na sila pareho, just in case lang, no? Just in case lang. Okay, let's now create this object class CM, and the function is confusion matrix, so this is from the caret package. Okay, so again, class confusion matrix, predicted, okay, versus train. Pwede natin ilagay dito predicted, and then actual. Alright, so control enter. Ayaw niya tanggapin yung ano, okay? So, hindi siya katulad ng ano ng predict na function. Tanggalin natin to class. Ayaw niya tanggapin. Ayaw niya tanggapin yung predicted at saka actual. Okay. Ito na lang CM. So, okay, nagrun na si CM class. I-print natin si CM. Okay. CM class contains so many measures class. No? Yan, no? Ang dami. Yung confusion matrix ni Caret. Andyan yung, kunin muna natin yung names. So, ano yung mga laman niya class? Yan, may positive, may table, may overall, may by class, may mode, may dots. So, i-print ko lang ulit si CM. Okay, andito yung reference, yung actual, andito yung prediction. Okay? So, pareho to ng kanina, no? Now, tingnan nyo class. Accuracy, 82%. Di ba ito yung ano natin kanina? Yung sa, yung, ano, yung correct predictions. Ito yun, accuracy yun. And then, it gives us confidence interval. Okay? Now, this value is between 80% and 83%. Okay? Now, meron tayo ditong no information rate. Anong ibig sabihin itong no information rate? Okay? Uh, suppose class, wala na tayong yung ano, yung wala na tayong ibang information, no? Ibig sabihin, we will not be using LB, yung FM, yung mga variables na yun. So, ang gagawin natin, i-predict ko lang na lahat na lang number one, normal. Okay? So, what will happen? Kung lahat class predict ko normal, we will have 78%. Okay, bakit? 78% kasi normal, di ba? Sa train data set natin, ang normal doon, 78%. So, assuming wala tayong data sa, hindi natin magagamit yung model natin. So, ang gawin na lang natin, ano yung pinakamarami? Yung normal. So, lahat i-predict natin na normal. Ano yung ano natin? Ano yung accuracy rate natin? Which we call no information rate, 78%. Okay? So, yung accuracy, greater than NIR. And then, meron tayo ditong measures pa, class kappa, McNemar. Okay. And then, ito class, may sensitivity, specificity. Okay. Now, unfortunately, we don't have time to look at this, no, one by one. However, class, naglagay ako dito ng ano ng explanation. Okay? So I leave you class. I hope you'll peruse over this. Okay? So linagyan ko ng explanation kasi sabi ko nga, 'di ba, I am intending to write an ebook on this. So ito in-explain ko ano yung accuracy, ano yung 95% confidence interval for accuracy, no information rate, p-value, okay? Yung kappa, anong ibig sabihin niyan, okay? McNemar. So it's all there. Tapos may mga metrics, sensitivity, specificity, positive predicted value, negative predicted value, prevalence. Okay, ang daming ano, no? So the caret package produces a ton of very important metrics as far as the model is concerned. Okay? So ito in-explain ko yung sensitivity. For example, ano tong sensitivity na to? 96, 42, and 7%. Ang ibig sabihin itong sensitivity class, okay, which is the same as recall, okay, another name for that is recall, no? This measures how well the model identifies the actual positive instances for each class. Okay, ano ibig sabihin nito, class? For example, sa class 1 na normal, ang sensitivity niya is 96%. Okay? So if you take a look at lahat ng mga class 1, lahat ng mga normal, 96% doon, tama ang na-predict niya. Okay, how do you get that? Ipakita ko lang ha. O, tingnan niyo to. Ilan ba yung ano class? Ilan ba yung ilan ba yung ano, yung actual na 1? Okay, 1304 at saka actual na 1 ano, 44. Ilan siya? 1348. Ilan yung tama nating na ano na predict? 1304 divided by ulitin ko na lang to. Ito class, yung lahat ng number 1 ito actual. Ilan yung predict natin na number 1? 1304. So, ang batting average natin class in predicting number 1 is ano? Is 96%. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. No? Okay? Ilan yung predict natin na tama for class to 131? Ilan yung ano, ilan ba yung class to 131 at saka 95? Okay? 131 at saka 95. Okay. Ilan yung tama natin? 57. Okay. Alright, saan na tayo? Sensitivity 57. So, ibig sabihin class, sorry mali. Wait, balik. It's not 131. Ang tama natin sa ano, sa 95 lang, sorry, 95. Mali ito 95 lang yung tama natin na predict, no? Mali ako dito. 95 lang. Okay? 95 lang yung correct predictions natin. So, 42 lang percent yung sensitivity natin for class 2. Okay, mas lalo kay class 3, 11 out of sum ng 109. O kaya natin pwede ba to? Length? Hindi. Sum na lang. Sum ng 109, 24, tsaka 11. Okay, mababa, no? 7% lang. Okay, so that's where your sensitivity uh, yan ang measure ng sensitivity. No? Ito. Yan. How well was our model able to predict yung actually mga class 1? Okay? 96%. Lahat ng class 1 na predict natin doon tama, 96%. Sa lahat ng mga class 2, 42% lang yung kaya natin mapredict na tama. Pinakamababa sa class 3. No? So that's what we mean by sensitivity. Okay. I will not go here, class, to the specifics. Ano naman, ano siya, class? Madaling ma-follow. Specificity, class, measures how well the model correctly identifies negative cases. No? Negative cases. Baliktad naman siya, class. No? Negative cases. So, si specificity, tingnan nyo yung opposite siya. No? Okay. Not to. Okay. Sino ba yung hindi one, class? Sino ba yung hindi one? Ang hindi one class, ito, lahat ng 2, lahat ng 3. Di ba? Lahat ng 2, lahat ng 3. So, okay, gaano ka-accurate yung model natin okay, how well the model correctly identifies negative cases, instances of other cases. Okay? So, I'll leave you class to, kunyari, ito normal. 35% lang means that only 35% of the instances that are not class 1 were correctly identified as not class 1. Okay? All right? So, meron din precision. Unfortunately, class, I will not have... Kaya nga, class, ang ginawa ko, kinumpleto ko na lang yung notes, no? Now, pupunta na lang ako dito, class, no? Dito sa ilalim dito. Okay, and then here, okay, so meron dito yung precision. If I run this, okay. So you can find here precision, class 1, class 2, class 3, recall, class 1, class 2, class 3. Ito yung kanina, yung recall, no? Accuracy yung kanina. Okay? So, meron tayong measure ng precision dito. Okay? Meron measure ng, yung recall kanina, ito yung sensitivity, at saka yung, okay. May F1 dito class, no? F1 score. Si F1 score is, ano siya, yung, dito ko ilalagay, no? Wait, ha? Dito naman class yung AUC under the curve. If you run this, dali lang class, sorry ah. Medyo parang nagmamadali ako na para at least makapag ano man lang tayo, no? Makapag random forest. So there's another measure class called under the curve which is related to ROC. Okay? So ito, no? May metric ng RAUC. Now, ito manual computation, so you don't need to look at this, but sabi ko lang for the curious, ito class, tingnan nyo ha, for the curious kasi, true positive, false negative, true negative. Okay? So meron tayong diyang true positive, false negative, and true negative. So ano class yung ano, yung true positive? Yung true positive class, yun yung diagonals. Okay? So ito class, if you create a matrix, okay, ito, gawin lang natin, no? Okay. Tapos i-run lang natin, it's a value, no? It's a table. CM, confusion matrix. Print lang natin class. Ito yon, di ba? Okay. Tapos, yung true positive natin class, yung II. Ibig sabihin yung 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Ito yon. Ito yung mga true positive natin class. And then, ano naman yung ano? Ano class yung false positive? What are the false positive? What are the false positive class? Predict natin, okay, yeah, the one not in the diagonals, no? Predict na, mali, yung maling prediction. Okay? Ano naman yung false negative? Tapos ano yung true negative? Okay, so I leave you class to try to see what those are. So pag na-identify nyo na kung ano yung true positive, false negative, okay, andi dito naman yan class, no? Okay. In fact, if you run this whole code, manually ko siya kasing ginawa, no? And then yung true positive, sinum up lang niya. Ilan yung true positive, for example, TP, TP, 11. Ba't 11 yung true positive? Matrix dapat siya. Wait, ha? True negative. Parang may mali ako. Okay. True positive but 11. Sum of the matrix II. So, dapat i-add yung TP. Mhm. May mali yata ako, ah. Okay. Anyway, class, sige, ah. I-recall ko na lang to, ah. Parang may mali ako sa code ko. Okay. And then here, class, may mga ano ko dito. Ayan, precisions. Okay. And then, andito yung formula ng accuracy, true positive, true negative, etc. So these are very detailed. discussion ng area under the curve, okay? And then, may mga examples ako dito. Unfortunately, class, for lack of time, hindi na natin talaga ito ma-discuss. So this will be hopefully on your own. Not maybe you'll not be able to use that now, but later on you'll be able to use that. Okay, so we will have to leave this class, and then magla-log off lang ako para natin para ma-record to kasi para separate yung recording ng susunod, no? If you can still come, then please. But if you need to go, okay lang, no? I-record ko lang yung susunod, yung ano naman, yung machine, yung random forest. Okay? Sige, you don't have to be here, class, no? No problem. Okay? So, sige. All right? Yeah, go ahead, no? Go ahead. Okay, sige. So, i-stop recording ko na to, ha? Thank you, everyone. Thank you.